Hey guys, it's Cameroon and welcome back to another video. Now we all know that Season 8 is just around the corner with the new tank hero Maga, more balance changes, events, and more. And well, I thought it would be a good idea to just look back at Season 7 and talk about what I liked and what I didn't like during it. If you've been subscribed to me for some time now, you would know that I've done 4 of these videos now, and they were all great in terms of generating discussion. A lot of you had your opinions on the previous seasons, and it was interesting to hear how all you felt about it too. I feel like this season will have an overall mixed opinion on it because there was definitely some really good stuff, but also it had extremely dull points too. So be sure to let me know how you felt about Season 7 in the comments below. Also, I like to look over the channel at the end of each season to see where we are. It's cool to see how the channel has been doing. So before Season 7 started, the channel was just above 1900 subscribers, and we're still in that area but getting ever so close to 2000 subscribers. Not every season can spark as much growth as the previous ones, especially when this is the first season where Overwatch League didn't exist, so it only made sense why it slowed down. I also didn't upload as much in the second half of the season, which definitely played a part in it. But regardless, thank you to everyone who did subscribe recently or many months ago. I really do appreciate you all sticking around, watching my videos, and leaving comments and likes. You all are incredible people. Anyways, let's go over how I felt about Season 7. I'll start with the events just like every other farewell video I've done. So Season 7 had 2 major events. The first event was Halloween Terror 2023, which I think was my personal favorite for the season. It gave out okay rewards, but also so much Overwatch credits compared to any other event. We got the 3,000 for just logging in, and then another 1,500 for completing challenges. And I thought that was awesome. Getting a new skin is always nice for an event, but sometimes you want to get something that you want with credits, because you have much more flexibility to do that, if you're missing Overwatch 1 skins. This worked well with the credit shop still being in the game, so you can get the recolored Demon Hunter Sombra, or one of the Overwatch 2 Anniversary Shop skins too. Now that doesn't mean the credit shop was all good. The Halloween portion of it was pretty bad, only featuring one new skin that you can get, and just bring in hero gallery stuff for everything else that you already could have gotten, which really sucked. I would have loved if they brought back one of last year's Halloween skins into it. It didn't even have to be all of them. Just one would have made the shop so much better. Then you can't talk about this event without mentioning the newest PvE mode, Trials of Sanctuary, which was phenomenal. This mode added ability upgrades for all playable heroes in it, had some challenging moments, and a sense of progression throughout each match. If the devs can expand upon this mode for the future PvE stuff, that'll be huge, because imagine Trials of Sanctuary, but on a much larger scale, which is not the PvE missions from Season 6, by the way. Now that would go crazy. They also brought back both of the Junkenstein modes, which just added more stuff to do in this event. I really liked this Halloween event this year. And now the last major event was the Le Seraphim collaboration. Now as an event, this was pretty bad. The skins were some of the best we've ever gotten, but the limited time mode was really bad and the rewards were alright besides the Junkrat skin, which was nice in my opinion, but I know many that didn't like it. It definitely was more of a collab than an event. It was made to sell those skins, not to really keep players playing. There isn't much more to say about this event than that. Now, I've seen some takes defending the prices of these skins, and while yes, they could have costed more. $68 US or $50 if you got the bonus coins for 5 skins is still a lot of money. And I think we just can't accept that, because the moment we give no pushback, big corporations start pushing more egregious prices, and things just get worse for gaming altogether. I don't care if Valorant or Apex has more expensive skins and items. I don't accept any of it. Microtransactions are a whole other conversation we can have, but seeing others thinking any of these prices are okay is strange to me. Does it support the game? Maybe, but I see it more as makes the big company more money, but not to invest back into the game, but more like not to shut down the game. Moving on from that though, there was also the XP events in the last 2 weeks of the season, allowing you to finish your battle pass faster. These are always good to have, especially for players that don't have much time to play the game. I always thought that Overwatch should have more of these spread throughout the season, where every other weekend or so, they can add a couple of challenges that give credits and XP, driving more players to play during those times. It would make the seasons feel less boring if they did. Overall, I don't think I can give a general opinion on all of these events together. One was great, and the other was meh. Let's move on and talk about balance and the reworks. Season 7 was a season when it comes to balance. I think if there was one hero that stayed a little too long, it was Bastion. Yeah, he had a couple of nerfs, but this hero really just appeared in too many games throughout this season and even the last. Other than Bastion, I didn't have much complaints with any other DPS hero. I know Sigma was played a lot this season as well, but I don't think it was because he was too strong. He's one of the few tanks that just has ways to deal with all the strong abilities and heroes. Sigma Suck can help deal with Bastion. Sigma Shield can block sleep anti, snipers, and so much more. He's not broken, it's just every other tank sucks. Now that might be a bit of exaggeration, because like honestly I thought Doomfist was okay already, and then the buff he's getting in the next season doesn't address his main problems. It'll make him stronger, but not in the right ways. But that's not the point of this video. Ryan can have his moments in the season if the team plays into him, same with Ram, etc. But overall, Sigma just played the best when it came to this season. Supports had their quote-unquote Giga nerf, which wasn't even close to being Giga at all, and then it even failed to fix the actual problems with the role. It just made the supports feel worse to play, which shouldn't be the goal. I remember seeing the patch notes being like, oh, Ana's nade cooldown is longer now? What's that supposed to do rather than make playing Ana worse? And it'd still be annoying when you get antied by it. It just happens ever so slightly less. I think that the patch didn't address the problems with support, and rather than adjust abilities and allow supports to use them more frequently, they decided to just nerf some numbers and call it a day. Besides Zenyatta, which I actually think was great, besides the 225 total HP, it gives Discord Orb counterplay, and now Zen has to use that orb a little more strategically, but has the range back. The Harmony Orb changes are great too, because now you can put that on the flanker, and for like another 3 seconds, your orb is getting more value because it takes longer to go away. But moving away from the roles and how they felt for balance, we had 2 reworks this season, Sombra's and the Piggies. Sombra's rework is good. She has to commit to fights, and that Translocator health pack playstyle is just gone, which that alone is enough for me. But then you add an extra ability. Changes to how Invis works, and remove the extra damage to hack targets passive, and you've got a rework. I think the devs did an awesome job with her rework, and now you can just make adjustments if she becomes a little too weak or a little too strong. But then we go to Hog, and I didn't like his rework at all because I think it failed to fix what was fundamentally wrong with Hog in the first place. His rework is more of a buff than anything else. He's got more flexibility with healing, more consistent damage, and a new trap that gives his one-shot back. But can he fight off anti? No. Can he fight off CC? No. Is he more of a team-orientated tank that the devs wanted? No. To me, this wasn't a rework. Hog still suffers from what he's always suffered from. It's a good buff though. Now that we got balance and the reworks out of the way, let's talk about the battle pass. I think we got a good battle pass this time around. I'd say all the skins looked great, and they followed the theme of the battle pass. Like, if we are going to get a Halloween theme, everything should follow that, and it did. The Widow skin was beautiful. The Victorian doll Echo skin was extremely well done, and even the Diesel Baron or Macho skin looked cool to me. I just really like the color scheme of it. The Hanzo Mythic visually was also fantastic. There's lots of detail and really cool effects with the updated Dragon Strike, voice lines, and other sound effects. But let's not forget that this Mythic skin had only 3 other customization options. 5 in total. Like, what kind of Mythic has only 2 bows and 3 color schemes? I still can't get over that war crime. I know we've seen glimpses of the next Mythic skin too for Orisa, and it's not looking hot. I know there'll be slightly more customization than the Hanzo one, but hopefully it actually has more than just another weapon and some colors. We need real mythics. And then the last major thing I want to talk about is BlizzCon. We were overloaded with upcoming information for Overwatch. So many things to expect in the future, like Clash, updated competitive systems, changes to the Battle Pass, and even sneak peeks to the next 2 heroes after Maga. Like, it was insane. They did an early playtest for Maga for everyone, which was awesome. The World Cup was incredible. There were so many close games. It honestly made me a little sad knowing that Overwatch League is done and this will happen less often, for a little bit at least. I like the comp changes that are coming. I like that they're beginning to revisit old assault maps for the Clash mode. I liked it all pretty much. However, I think having another game mode is great and all, but we can't forget about the game modes like Escort and Hybrid. These modes are Overwatch. There's also another problem with new modes, and that is that they have less maps for those modes, which makes them extremely boring. It happened with Push, and I'd honestly argue it's happening again with Flashpoint. They just need to be careful with adding new game modes when so many players love the old ones and just would want more maps for them, including myself. I'd love to get another Hybrid map. I think the last one we got was Paraiso. Also, I felt like after BlizzCon, everything with Overwatch slowed down massively. Maybe it was just the overwhelming information we just got, but I felt like there was nothing left for the season after it. Yeah, we got the Hog rework, and then the buff for it. Other than that, things got really quiet, and I felt no reason to play the game, because nothing was happening. But that's not to take away all the good stuff from BlizzCon, but it just made me want to play what's next for Overwatch, not what we have. Okay, those were the major points, but now moving on to a few small things. Regarding my playtime, I think this season is probably my 3rd least played season, just under Season 4 and 6. I finished the Battle Pass 2 weeks before the season ended, and comparing that to Season 6, I only had 4 days left, but I still just didn't play much. There were so many other things happened this season on other games, which were just better than Overwatch. OG Fortnite came out. I had to play that. I'm still playing Baldur's Gate, and it's getting huge patches. Man, even Clash of Clans is stealing some of my time as well. Overwatch is going to get better, especially after hearing everything from BlizzCon. But this season wasn't that Overwatch. It just didn't keep me engaged. I think the break was needed though, because you can't just play one singular game. You'll go crazy. Crazy. I was crazy once. Lastly, I can't talk about the season without mentioning the impact it had on my channel. And not every season will positively impact the channel through growth. And I think this is one of them. Growth-wise, it was slow. And that's not a bad thing, because what it really showed me is there's a lot of you that have been here for a while that are still watching my videos. And that means the world to me, because even when growth is slow, the videos are still doing well. You all are commenting and liking my content, and I feel like the community is growing. We can have differences in opinions and still talk about them without being at each other's throats. So many conversations where I can hear your point of views and see where you're coming from, especially since so many of those replies aren't just it's bad or it's good. You all give meaning and reason to your thoughts, and that's incredible. You all are incredible. So while this channel didn't hit 2,000 subscribers yet, I can't ask for a better group of people who've decided to sub to me. So thank you. But moving away from the sentimental stuff, I think it's time again to give the season a rating. Now, in just purely Overwatch and its gameplay, I have to give this season a solid 7 out of 10. It was an above average season. Nothing screamed amazing in the last 33% of it, but the first 66% of it was pretty good. Now, for including the videos I made and the impact it had on my channel, I'd have to give it like an 8.5 out of 10, and it's more because of me than anything else. I slacked off and made less content than I should have, but you all stuck around, even during my hiatus. So for the last time in this video, thank you all so much. Anyways, let me know how you felt about this season in the comments below. Hopefully Season 8 is amazing, especially with the new balance patch and manga.